Alright, welcome to a very quick video tutorial of how to install Reshade, how to set up shaders, and how to set up pre-made presets. And for an example, I'm going to be sharing and providing the shader that I made for Mega Man for Final Fantasy. It's basically a CRT retro kind of shader. It's basically meant to look like those really old school, low quality CRT screens. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But anyway, everything for this should be down in the description below. Please watch through the video, or at least watch through a step before doing it yourself, just to make sure you kind of get everything. This is a pretty simple process, and there's really no danger involved, but you might get in a little over your head if you're not careful. So first of all, you could either click on the first link down in the description, or if you're like me and are a little paranoid about clicking on random people's, video links, you can basically just type in Reshade to any sort of search engine. You're looking for reshade.me. So for here, it's the very first one. Now, sometimes this website does go down, so you might have to be a little patient and try again later. As far as system requirements go, as long as you have a computer like within the last 10 years, you should be fine. Even longer than that, and you should be fine. It is open source, so everything is fairly safe. Still, maybe download, scan it, just be safe, use common sense. But I'm going to go ahead and download the regular Reshade. You could download the full add-on support one. I don't know entirely what that does, or like what the add-ons do. I've just never played around with them, nor have I looked it up, but I kind of just like using the regular one. There are a lot more complicated things you could do with this, but I'm just going to show you how to kind of get started. Anyway, very small file, shouldn't take too long. So once you have that, we're basically going to open it. Now, this will start populating with all of the games that it can find on the C drive. If you have games that are on a separate hard drive, you're probably going to have to go in and browse and find their exact location. But what you're looking for is the .exe file for the game. So I'm going to use Valheim as an example because you can actually open it with a few different rendering APIs, which you are going to need to know. If you don't know what it is, it's most likely DirectX 10, 11, or 12. You can always look up or Google like what, rendering APIs certain games use or certain game studios use. Or if you're feeling really lazy, you can do what I do where you just simply install. If it doesn't work, you try another one, uninstall what doesn't work, which I will show you how to uninstall this, by the way. But for Valheim, I already know that this game uses either DirectX 10, 11, or 12 or Vulkan. This game does actually ask you, so it's kind of why I wanted to use it as an example. Anyway, let's go ahead and close that. Now keep in mind, I'm going to show you how to install this first, and how to check to make sure it's installed. So after we've done that, we're going to skip everything, and like that, we're done. It is quite literally that simple to set up and install, or I should say to install. We've yet to actually set it up. But now, once we open a game, it should pop up at the very top of the screen. Right there, Reshade 5.6.0. Reshade is now installed successfully. Press home to start the tutorial. If this is your first time using Reshade, do the tutorial. For the sake of the video, I'm going to kind of skip past that, but that's how you check to see if Reshade is working. It will simply start with the game. I'm going to skip this. I would personally recommend going to settings and just committing to memory that home is basically the button that you use to open this little menu, because that's how you're going to control basically a lot of things with the Reshade. But we'll get into that a little bit more in a second. Actually, personally, I kind of like setting up a toggle key, which will literally turn this on and off. Also, because I have a stupid keyboard, so I have to use a command function for home. I'm going to go ahead and send this to a different button. But by default, it is the home button. For previous key, I'm going to set this. For the next key, I'm going to set that. You can set these to whatever you want, though. Anyway, Reshade is installed, but we don't exactly have anything for it. So if you want to uninstall this or modify the files, basically go in, do the same exact thing, and keep in mind this is a per game basis. The way this works is whichever game that you have this installed for that specific rendering API, it will work for. So for example, again, why I chose this game, if we were to open up Valheim with Vulkan, as you can see, there's nothing up here, so it will not work. If you accidentally install Reshade for the wrong API, nothing will happen. Just go in, uninstall it, try a different API. There's not really much danger or anything, it just won't work. So anyway, now that we have that, again, DirectX 10, 11, 12, we're going to go next. If you want to uninstall it, you would literally click on this, uninstall, it'll remove everything. Okay, maybe not everything. You might have to go and clean up a couple of these INI files, but those are incredibly small in size. It's really not that big of a deal. And we'll get to what those are exactly in just a second. So, now that we actually have this installed and working, let's go ahead and add the actual shader effects. Go ahead and ignore this preset. If you have one, like, for example, like my FF7 preset right here, you could go ahead and install that here, but you can also just click and drag, so I'm going to show you how to do that. But that comes in a second. So we're going to go ahead and skip this. Now, if you're using other people's presets, you need to know which effects they work, because then you'll need to know which packages to actually install. There's really no downside to installing everything, even though you will probably never use all of them. Also keep in mind that if you have a square box like this, it will ask you which individual shaders you want to install. If you have a check mark, it will simply install all of them. So anyway, keep that in mind if you're using anybody else's shaders. For the preset that I have provided as an example, we're going to want Sweet Effects, the standard effects, of course. Well, actually, I don't think you can get rid of them, to be honest. Then we're going to go all the way to the bottom and hit Legacy Effects. But there is one more. The second link down in the description, or again, if you just want to type it in yourself, type in Pirate Shaders. All right, well, I guess we could, camel case it a little bit. And you're looking for GitHub Heathen/Pirate Shaders, a set of shaders for Reshade 3. It says Reshade 3, but it still works. These are actually some of the best shaders, or just things for tinkering around if you feel like playing around with it. But they have some pretty good simple effects. So you're going to go over to Code. You're going to go all the way down to Download Zip. You're not going to click this, but you're going to right-click this and copy link. Then you're going to go back over to Reshade. In the little, enter zip download link, you're going to paste that in and hit Add. Then, right below, you'll have a little Masters thing. Now, again, I really like these shaders, so I would say install all of them. But purely for an example, I'm going to show you exactly the bare minimum needed for my example provided. You can always come back later and add in the rest of the shaders if you decide you want to tinker or play around, or even just make your own presets. So anyway, let's go next. So for the Sweet Effects, we're going to uncheck all, go down to, let's see, CRT, Curves, Levels, and I believe that is it. Oh, wait, no, we also need Tone Map. I'm trying to kind of skim through this because, again, I am doing this live rather than using a script or anything dumb like that, so trying to make sure I don't forget anything. For the Legacy Effects, we are going to want Adaptive Sharpen, Gaussian Blur, and I believe that is it. And then again, when you hit next, it will actually install what you've selected. For the master zip, or the Heathen Pirate shaders, we are going to want Pirate Curve. And that is it. Now again, this is purely an example just for the bare minimum of the shader that I set up. There is no downside or penalty or anything for installing everything. So if you're feeling a little lazy, or you just want to play around with stuff, and you want to install everything, go for it. That's actually what I have for a lot of my default installs. But like that, we are done. So now if we go back and launch the game, we're going to have a lot more options within Reshade. Now keep in mind, we still don't have the preset installed, but you can do that mid-game. The only thing you want to make sure of is that the game isn't in the process of loading things, because it will really bog things down. So again, using, by default, it's the home button. I set it to something else. We can go into this, and you'll actually see that there are some options here now. However, if we go up to here where the preset should be, you will see that there is not any INI files. So just to make this simple, the default install location for any specific game's Reshade settings is going to be in the game files right beside the executable file. So as you can see right here, we have reshade.log, reshade.ini, which is just a blank shader. To be honest, I would always recommend having a blank shader in case you just don't want a shader on at the moment. And you will have the shaders that you've installed. Earlier when I said that if you uninstall this, you might have to clean up some files, it is most likely going to have to be the INI files or the presets themselves. But now, if we go back to the description, you're going to see a very long segment of code, and it's going to look something like this. So go ahead and first of all, open up a notepad, and you're going to want to copy the entirety of that. Basically, all this is it's simply a log that tells Reshade which shaders to use and at what settings. So you're going to take all that, you're going to paste it into the notepad, and then you're going to save this as basically whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Save As, and let's just call this Reshade Test Shader. I completely spelt that wrong, but whatever. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so it took me a second to actually find where I saved that because I'm an idiot. But if we now take that and drag that into the game file with the rest of the shaders, we can then open back up the game, or I guess switch back to the game, and you'll actually find that this updates basically in real time. So now if we were to click that and then hit select, you'll see that we actually have the shader on. So that is literally it for installing shaders, reshade, and even custom-made presets. Again, keep in mind it's going to be very important to make sure that you have all of the shaders that each preset requires. But aside from that, it's almost impossible to screw up. So yeah, as far as setting everything up, that's basically it, the bare minimum. One thing to keep in mind is that Reshade will never make a game run smoother. If anything, it will only take more resources, so do not use Reshade on a game that is already pushing your computer or your system to its limits. It will only bog things down. Now that being said, the rest of this video is purely going to be dedicated to me giving some tips or some suggestions for the shader that I made. So if you want to tinker with this or play around with it, feel more than free to go ahead. I will suggest, though, if you do want to tinker with this, go up to this little plus, click it, go over to Duplicate Preset, and then just name this as something. So let's go New Test. It will duplicate all of the settings, and that also means that if you decide to, start tinkering with a bunch of stuff, or if you, manage to break this, or maybe you just don't know what you're doing and aren't sure how to undo it, you can then basically have a copy to go screw up. And if you want to switch back, you can just do that. But now for the actual visuals, keep in mind that every monitor, every screen, every computer is going to be slightly different depending on how you have it set up, not to mention brands, manufacturers, how old or used something is. So as you can kind of see, this area right here, it gets a little dark if we turn that on. In fact, all of the shadows are very, very dark. So if you want to change that, what we can do is go in and turn off curves. Essentially, the way that I've set up curves to work in this is to darken the darkest parts of the screen, kind of emphasizing those shadows. However, if everything's still a little too dark for your liking, go ahead and turn off Pirate Curve, because that darkens everything. That controls all of the shadows. And then if you decide you want a little extra dark in the dark areas, you can go ahead and turn curves back on. Everything in here is completely independent. Now, if you actually look at the detail itself, you'll actually notice that this is actually kind of a little crisp. There is a little bit of sharpening right here. If you turn off Adaptive Sharpener, it'll give you much more of that very natural CRT blur. And to be honest, with that off, this is usually how I use this shader. But if you do want the scan lines and all of the detail, you can do one of two things. Either turn off Gaussian blur, because that's what introduces the majority of the blur. Or if you want to get rid of it, you can just hit Adaptive Sharpen, which kind of gives it a little bit of that extra fuzzy sharpness that a lot of higher quality CRT screens used to have. It's not perfectly crystal clear, but it's kind of close. And again, the whole point of this is to emulate those CRT monitors. Now, aside from that, something you can do if you want to disable the CRT effect itself, basically that is all in advanced CRT. And if you want to get rid of these little borders that I have, these, this kind of curve on the sides, it doesn't cut anything off from the screen. It's purely a fisheye lens that is actually applied to the image itself. So nothing is cut off. You're not losing any of the image with it on. But if you don't want it, you're going to go down to the settings of the advanced CRT and simply turn off curvature. You'll still have the scan lines as you can see, but you will have a square image once again. Anything else with this, it's all yours to tinker with. In fact, I would highly recommend customizing it to your liking if you really want to. But that's going to be it for this video. If you need any sort of help, I'd highly recommend starting to look either with YouTube video tutorials or even back at the Reshade.me website. If you go all the way to the top, you'll find a form. There are tons of troubleshooting and help tips and how-to guides for basically doing anything. So yeah, aside from that, I guess that's everything. So have fun.